Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bosch. The number of clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Bosch Clean Diesel. Good, clean, fun. Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems. Improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by the 2013 Hyundai Sonata. Learn more at HyundaiSonata.com.
Hello and welcome to Autoline Daily for August 14. I'm John McElroy, and here are some of the latest developments in the automotive industry. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is making its crash tests tougher. It just added a new small overlap frontal crash test in which 25% of a car's front end on the driver's side strikes a 5-foot-tall barrier at 40 miles an hour, which is supposed to mimic crashing into a tree or a utility pole. 11 mid-size luxury or near-luxury sedans were tested, and only the Acura TL and Volvo S60 received good ratings, while the Infiniti G earned an acceptable rating. But the Acura TSX, BMW 3 Series, Lincoln MKZ, and VW CC were rated marginal. The Mercedes C-Class, Lexus IS and ES, and Audi A4 were rated poor. The IIHS says this is going to help reduce the number of deaths from frontal crashes, but if you ask me, it looks like this test is just designed to peel the side off a car. Stop-start systems help automakers meet fuel economy standards, but many drivers just don't like them. In our experience, BMW may have the worst stop-start system in the business, especially on the 328 and 528. And maybe that's why BMW will allow dealers to reprogram the system. Owners already can turn off the stop-start by pushing a button on the dash. However, once you turn the car off, that stop-start is reactivated the next time you start the car. Now BMW is allowing owners to activate a system that will start the car in the same mode as when it was shut down. Automakers are getting to be very bullish on what they call drop-in fuels. These are synthetic fuels that can be used in gasoline or diesel engines without any modifications. They can be made from biomass, which gets melted down in a pyrolysis process without any oxygen. That forms a sort of sludge that's kind of like crude oil that can then be processed into anything from bunker fuel to high-octane gasoline. Or drop-in fuels can be synthesized from natural gas. The advantage is that they're a liquid that could be distributed just as gasoline is today. Here's Candice Wheeler, a technical fellow at GM R&D and one of the foremost experts on fuels in the world.
So there's a lot of companies out there looking at making things that are direct replacements for diesel and gasoline. And one of the pulls for that is really the airline industry and the military, because the airline industry gets taxed a carbon tax every time they fly into Europe and fly back out. So they have a big incentive to try to move towards renewables. But they need something that's compatible with their existing planes. They aren't going to change the plane, and the military is not going to change their steamers and Air Force carriers and things like that. So these fuels have to actually look like and perform like traditional petroleum-based fuels, and that's what we're producing, so it's pretty exciting.
That segment is from an upcoming episode of our television show Autoline This Week, and we'll let you know when that show is going to run. Officials in the Chinese city of Xi'an are backing off a proposal to limit the number of cars in the city. They wanted to deal with the city's traffic and pollution problems, but the public raised a howl because they want to buy new cars. Other cities, including Guangzhou and Beijing, already limit car registrations and have seen car sales plummet. According to China Daily, sales in Beijing fell 56% after those limits were enacted. And these limits hit domestic Chinese automakers harder than the foreign automakers. Even so, analysts in the People's Republic believe that other cities will adopt limits to ease congestion and pollution problems. Hey, have you ever wanted to be a car designer? Well, here's your chance. Domino's Pizza says its drivers cover over 10 million miles every week delivering pizzas. So to make those miles a bit more interesting, the company is launching a 5-part contest today asking the pizza-eating public to design the ultimate delivery vehicle. After the contest ends February 19, the company says it will build a prototype based off the winning designs. So you better get your crayons out right now. Chrysler has not exactly set the charts on fire when it comes to any of the quality ratings. Coming up after the break, we're going to show you what the company is doing to make sure its cars are defect-free, particularly with the new Dodge Dart.
Clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Why? Higher take rates, lower cost of ownership, longer range and better fuel mileage, lower CO2 emissions. Clean diesel, good, economical, functional. Bosch, invented for life.
With the launch of the 2013 Dodge Dart, the Chrysler Group brings to the showroom a C-segment compact car that's not only fuel efficient, but aimed at going toe-to-toe in this second biggest segment in the country.
It's a segment that we as a company have been out of for a number of years. It's extremely competitive for quality, particularly reliability. We have a very extreme, I would say, target for the launch of this car in terms of reliability. And we've gotten all of the engineers and the supplier quality, people from purchasing, manufacturing engineers, everybody together to get on the same page and understand what's the target for this car and what are we going to have to do differently. What did we learn from all of the launches last summer, and what are we going to do differently in order to hit this really tough target.
Extensive testing at the company's Chelsea Proving Grounds in Chelsea, Michigan, one of several DART test sites across the country, helped double mileage testing on the DART to 8.5 million miles over road surfaces far more extreme in roughness and grade than any road conditions the average customer would normally encounter. The teams also subjected the DART to extreme temperature and humidity validations and added some new processes.
One of the latest things that we have now with our new alliance with our Fiat partners is that we're putting a more lateral loading into our testing. And so that new technique is something that's going to give us a more well-rounded product for our customer. Because we want the customer to be happy, not just when they get it out of the showroom floor. My job is to make sure that they're happy with it all the way through the life of the vehicle.
Another key target of durability and reliability is making sure everything on the DART, from seat comfort to doors to electronic devices, works first time, every time. Test drivers, like these at the Reliability Test Facility in Auburn Hills, Michigan, spend day and night on the road making sure nothing gets overlooked.
In this place, these cars that we're driving, the drivers and a passenger actually have a script that they go through, and they operate all of the electronics on the car in a randomized way to poke the buttons in different sequences, try everything, connect everything. They connect their phones, they connect USB sticks, lots of things to try to see if there are issues with the electronics in the car, and when they find an issue, they log it, the engineers come over and we fix it.
The DART's quality achievements also reflect some good genes inherited from an overachieving Italian cousin.
The DART, the platform, if you will, is based on the Alfa Romeo Giulietta. We call it the CUS-wide platform. So what it is, it's an Alfa Romeo Giulietta that has been widened and made a little bit longer for the U.S. market. The leadership of the company really understands that if we don't build a quality product, we don't have any reason to exist, I mean, in the eyes of the customer. So we're doing things, we're making investments that maybe in the past we wouldn't have made. Even this building that we're sitting in is something that didn't used to exist. Obviously, a significant investment in people and time and resources, the vehicles that we actually use for the testing and so forth. But it's all aimed at making us competitive with the best in the market for quality, which will, drive our business success in the future.
To control variability, Chrysler is staggering the launch of the Dart. It just started building models with the dual clutch transmission last week, and other models will be phased in only as the company is sure that the quality is right. Unfortunately, it's going to be another year or so before these improvements are reflected in the quality ratings from J.D. Powers and Consumer Reports, so we're going to have to wait and see if Chrysler's new quality procedures are really paying off. Hey, remember, we got a great show coming up Thursday night when that auto extremist and I head over to Woodward Avenue to do Autoline After Hours with the Dream Cruisers as the backdrop. Our pals Jim Hall and Mark Phelan will be joining us, and we're also going to have our friends from Mopar and some surprise guests stopping by. So catch all the action this Thursday night right here at Autoline.tv. And that wraps up today's report. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you tomorrow.